We are back on the 2018-2019 NBA TV Forecast Prediction Show. Now, even though he missed 26 games last season, Rudy Gobert won his first Defensive Player of the Year award. With him on the court, the Jazz were an elite defensive squad. It was tough to score against them when the Stifle Tower was playing on the court. Isiah, Smitty, let's talk Defensive Player of the Year this upcoming year. You've still got those guys out in the West with Golden State. You've got guys in Boston who are really good. And, oh, by the way, Kawhi Leonard's back. Who's going to win it this year?
To me, Kawhi Leonard has been the best defensive player in the league the last 3 years. Even though he didn't play last year, in my mind, he still was the best defensive player.
Those 9 games he didn't play, he was the best.
I look at him and his defensive skills, his timing, his shot blocking ability, the way he understands how to compete and play against the personnel that he's playing against. To me, I just think at his position and the people that he has to guard consistently night in and night out, he's the best defensive player in the year. And best defensive player.
And I'm with Isiah, versatility, and you can't go wrong with Kawhi.
Yeah.
I went with Anthony Davis because I thought he should have won it last year. Nothing against Gobert. I just thought his imprint on the game, kind of all the same things you say about Kawhi, and much as they run pick and roll now, I think that's the reason why I went with a 4 guy or a big guy. And that war throughout the years has been biased. They never really give it to little guys. They give it to Gary Payton, but they don't really give it to little guys. So I looked at Anthony Davis, a guy who can get steals, block shots. So nothing wrong with either one of our picks. I'm just going to go with the Brow because I thought he won it last year.
Interesting, too, because both of those guys have guys on their team that will also get consideration with Drew Holiday turning into an elite perimeter defender. You think about all the guys on Toronto, how good they can be defensively, too. So that may, think about how the voters will ultimately cast their ballot. Let's go to the coaches here. Who do you think is going to be the coach of the year? And again, every year different, right? Is it the coach with the best record, the coach who did the most with the least? Where are you going in this one?
I like Mike Malone in Denver. And the reason why I like him is because the finish that they had last year, it was a heartbreaking finish, in Minnesota. They were right on the cusp of making the playoffs. I thought they had some injuries. I think with Millsap coming back, having a healthy season, who knows what will happen with Porter. I think Malone is set up to take this team, to a 5th or 4th place finish in the West, and I think he'll be the coach of the year.
The guy I have is in the East, Brad Stevens, and I think he hadn't won it yet, has he?
It sounded like I thought he won it.
You thought he won every year, but none of the coaches voted for him last year.
Okay, my bad.
But I'm going with Brad because I think this year, if they can finish first, and he hadn't won the award, I just think he's done such a good job with this group. And I think this is going to be his toughest year. Even though he has some great players, some great chemistry guys, he is loaded at a lot of positions. And to be able to navigate this and still be able to win and have all these guys on the same page, and he's one of the best out of timeouts. I tune in and watch timeouts.
We all do.
I have Brad winning the Coach of the Year this year.
Yeah, last year Dwayne Casey from Toronto remember that great acceptance speech that he had on TNT.